Alright everybody, I'm back, and I'm planning on doing something else too for videos. Lately I've seen a few people do these videos on Mario Party, which actually pretty much inspired me to do these, except they do like mainly some top 10 lists or worst lists. I'm gonna do them based on the facts of the things, because if I were to do top 10 and best and worst, it'd be kind of different to do. And some games don't get a lot, so I'll just say what I think on them. So I'm gonna go for the games. So first we have Mario Party 1. And I'm gonna do separate videos for each minigame, type of minigame in that particular Mario Party game. So first I'm gonna talk about Mario Party 1, the 4-player minigames. I don't know why I said 4 versus. Anyways, the first minigame here we have, and the list I'm looking at here, the way they look, they're in alphabetical order. So first up is Balloon Burst. This is a 4-player minigame in Mario Party 1, and then it's a 2 versus 2 minigame in Mario Party 2, but I'll save detail of that when we get to Mario Party 2. So in this game, you have to pump up a Bowser balloon and be the first to pop it. The first one to pop it is the winner in the time. And so yeah, and then at some points, the pumps can turn red, meaning that they must stop before they return pumping. So then it has to be done in some time limit. I do like this minigame for its little competitiveness. The music actually helps too. You get a little bit competitive when you hear that music. That music's actually heard in quite a few minigames in Mario Party 1, but it's most prominent to some in Balloon Burst. So yeah, I can see why people find this game kind of competitive. I find it a little silly, but good fun silliness in a great way though. So it's a pretty good minigame. Next we have Bombs Away. Not a lot of people talk about this game in their lists. So Bombs Away is a game when you're on an island, a small island, and you have to avoid bombs from a Bowser ship being fired at you. Last one standing is the winner, apparently, as it is, or if the time runs out, the game is a draw. So that's quite a bit to say about it. This game actually appears in Mario Party 2 as well, so yeah, it's quite different. And unlike Balloon Burst, this game is a 4-player game in both games. But I'm kind of mixed on this minigame though. The problem is that sometimes the players can just get in like some kind of mischief and try and block you and everything, causing you to get like eliminated. It's happened to me a few times, whatever difficulty I was playing the game on. So yeah, Bombs Away, not my favorite game, but it's an okay one. It's pretty underrated to some, and to me, but I don't know if it's good enough to make it into one of the best lists or anything. If so, not that high, unless to some degree some people do it. So yeah, mixed on Bombs Away. Next we have Box Mountain Mayhem. I'm mixed on this game too. In this game you have to knock out these boxes to get coins and coin bags from them. And whoever has the most is the most rewarding, and then sometimes you'll get nothing. One part due to the want boxes, where if you pick one up, you'll get thrown back away from the boxes, allowing your opponents to get coins if that contained a coin. So yeah, that's the problem I have with this minigame, is the throwing you back boxes. You're at a disadvantage if you hit it, but you're at a pretty good advantage if an opponent gets it and you get the bag, so still doesn't help the fact that it's bad if you hit it. But it is a good concept of some good chaos and mayhem though, but the throwing back thing is the one problem I have with this minigame, so I'm mixed on it. Next we have Bumper Balls. Bumper Balls is quite well one of my most favorite minigames in Mario Party 1. It's just pretty fun to play. And I can see why many people put this minigame in their best lists. So this is another minigame that appears in Mario Party 2. However, there's differences. In this game, in Mario Party 1, you play on one little island. And then in Mario Party 2, you actually play on 3 different little maps, scenarios, but I'll save that in the detail when I go to Mario Party 2. So then in Mario Party, you have to battle on top of an island. In Mario Party 1, you're on top of an island in the middle of an ocean. So each player is standing on top of a giant ball that contains its own design and color. The objective is to knock the opponents off the island by bouncing into each other with the balls. When a player hits an opponent, the other character receives a knockback from the impact, and then if both characters hit each other, then it's a recoil. Then when a character is knocked over the edge, they are eliminated from the game. So yeah, Bumper Balls is a pretty fun minigame to play, and I can see how it is, so easily one of my favorite minigames in Mario Party 1. It's just pretty fun to play. Next we have Buried Treasure. Buried Treasure is another one of my favorite games, and many people have this on their best list too, and I can see why. In this game you have to dig for the ground to find buried treasure, and then within the game there will be signs directing the players where to go, and then when they reach the chest it will be flashing. Now one thing some people may have with a little problem is that some would think it's a luck based game, because you might find the chest right away at some point without the signs. But other than that, it's a great minigame. It's not to some high degree based on luck. I mean, it's just good trying to find where to go. So yeah, Buried Treasure is another good minigame that just shows off some good funness. Next we have Castaways. Alright, next we have Castaways. This is another 4-player minigame. This is another underrated game. Not many people rate this one. In this game you are fishing only with huge gloved hands instead of hooks and coins instead of fish. And they don't actually win the game. Players don't win, but they have a chance to earn money. To me, it's kind of a victory to the player who gets the most. So each of the 4 players have a spot on the shore that outlooks 3 rows of various forms of coins, and these can either be treasure chests, coin bags, or coins. The first and third rows move to the left, and the second moves to the right. The players will cast out their lines at an angle based on their seating and try and grab and reel in as many coins as they can. The treasure chests are 10 coins and are mainly found on the third and farthest row, but can be spotted on the second and first. The coin bags are 5 coins apiece and mainly found on the second row, but can be spotted on the third and first rows. And regular coins are mainly on the first row, but can be on the second row too. Not a lot to say. I don't have much to say about the game, what I feel of it. It's an okay minigame. It's not bad, and it's not too great, and it's not too bad either, so it's just the middle, just some underrated little game. Next is Coin Block Blitz. This is another minigame that not many people rate often. In this game, you start off with a field of 9 coin blocks. Each block carries a varying number of coins. The objective of the game is to get the most coins from the coin blocks, and then you win. This game is at a pretty good level for me. I like this game somewhat. It's just pretty interesting to like find the coins and everything. It makes me feel really competitive when playing this minigame too, so definitely another underrated minigame in Mario Party 1, so that's just something. Next we have Crazy Cutter. Yet another underrated minigame that not many people rate often. In this minigame, you have to use a jackhammer to cut out an image of an enemy. And if you're the most perfect one, you win. I'm good and somewhat mixed. The good part about the game is that it's just pretty cool how it is when you look. Just makes you feel really competitive to try and get the thing. The one problem I have with this minigame, though, is just somewhat with the jackhammer. Sometimes it'll just go out of control and the line won't be perfect, kind of screwing you up and just throwing you off and not giving you the highest score. So, somewhat mixed on this game, so. Next is Facelift. This is a very popular game in Mario Party 1 and in Mario Party 2. In this game, you have to work on Bowser's face. And then in Mario Party 2, it's different, but I'll go into detail on that. So, and then in Mario Party 1, you start with an image of Bowser's head, and then it will stretch in different directions. And then when it zooms out, you'll see the four little heads. One of them is yours. Your job is to match the image in the center on your Bowser face. So you just have to like stretch them in what way or form to put, and then whoever gets the best percentage score wins. I really love this game too. It's just pretty cool. I love the variation of Mario Party 2, which is pretty good as well. Yeah, Facelift is also one of my most favorite minigames in Mario Party 1, and I just feel happy every time I play it. Just makes me feel good just to mess with Bowser and everything, and just feels interesting. So Facelift, definitely one of my most favorite minigames. Grab Bag. Grab Bag is somewhat of another underrated game though. In this one you have to steal coins by grabbing onto the back of their bag, a player's bag, and grabbing the coins. Then there's another variation of Mario Party 2 where it's mushrooms, but we'll get into more detail on that. And then this is where you can actually, one of the mini games where you can actually lose coins while others win coins. Then in Mario Party 2 there's a rule change, and it's just how it is. So, it's an alright minigame with me. I'm not too bad on that one. Hammer Drop. Another game not too rated often. Some people count this as a bonus game though. In this one you must move around and collect coins that the Hammer Brother drops. They must be careful sometimes, as the Hammer Bro will drop hammers that will stun the attacked player. But then you can also fall off the stage, and then every player wins if they get at least one coin. So even if you only get one, they still do a victory pose at the end. I like this minigame actually. It's pretty fun to play. You're just like having to try and get the others out of the way. You get really competitive and have to get very aggressive, and it causes some chaos when those hammers come down. So, one of my favorite games in Mario Party 1. An underrated gem, to me at least. Not many people rate this game often. To me, it's one of my favorite minigames in Mario Party 1. So then after Hammer Drop, you have Hot Bomb. This game is kind of notable too, in some ways. Now this also appears in Mario Party 2, where in this one, you must pass around a bomb before it explodes on them. Then you can hold on as long as they want until it gets close to exploding. Then the players can pass it to other players. Now the player that is caught in the explosion loses the minigame and must give up 5 coins to each of the other winning players. It's an alright minigame, but it kind of feels frustrating and really aggravating if you're the player that loses. That changes in Mario Party 2, but we'll get more detail on that. Now let's go do it with part 1 of the 4-player minigame, so I'll be ready with part 2.